This podcast was recorded in two parts. The earlier part was completed just before the brutal invasion of Ukraine. So I'd like to just wish our prayers and best wishes going out to all the freedom-loving Ukrainians, not just the QPR supporters, but all of them. So we're thinking of you all. Okay, now, this is only our 8th podcast here at Hoops and Dreams. And thanks to the club, we've been very fortunate in talking to Albert Adoma, Johan Barbe. And this episode, we are very pleased to welcome Luke Amos. Welcome, Luke.
Thank you.
You are a former Spurs youngster, arriving at QPR on a free transfer in 2019. You then went on to feature with us 34 times in your inaugural championship season, which also happened to be the first season of your career, I believe, where you were playing major first team involvement. Last season, though, you sadly only managed 5 league outings before suffering that horrible knee injury. And this was especially galling, I'm sure, because you were playing an important role for QPR at the time. Instead, you finished your season early, and you're now only returning earlier this season. Since then, you featured 20 times in the championship, and you've scored 3 goals. You've scored the winning goal in our 1-0 win over Huddersfield Town. That was back in November. And the winning goal against Blackpool, both coming off the bench. So quite an achievement. So anyway, the idea of this part of the podcast is to ask our very special guests questions that were being provided by contributors to the Hoops and Dreams forum. So there are also at the end a few quickfire ones from me. So are you ready, Luke?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Right. This first one's from me. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Hoddesdon in Hertfordshire. On Wikipedia, it says something else, but yeah, that's where I spent most of my time as a kid.
You can always get that changed on Wikipedia, you know that.
Oh, I tried, but someone's got to do it for me. Someone's better help me out.
Okay. Okay. So have you kept ties there with your old friends and family perhaps there?
Well, all my family have moved out from there. Now, my best friend still lives there. But other than that, it's just my old school's there, my primary school. Other than that, I've got a couple of friends there, of course. But other than that, my family's just scattered everywhere now.
I know the feeling. I know there's going to be at least one question coming up about this later on. So perhaps get this out of the way now. Would you like to talk about your major injury and describe what happened perhaps and explain how the recovery progress has gone?
Well, so it's probably the second major injury in my career, the same thing, unfortunately. So I tore my ACL on my left knee back in 2018. Then 2020, obviously done the right knee, but the right knee was a tiny bit worse. There was some meniscus damage as well. So the healing time was probably an extra month and a bit. But yeah, I'm probably, most people have seen the footage. Bournemouth away, I want to change direction, probably going a bit too fast. And I just wanted to stop. My foot got a little bit stuck, and then that's it. Everything inside I heard every crunch, crack you can imagine. But because I've done it before, I tried to refuse. I tried to deny it. I was like, no, it's fine. Let me get up. Let me try to play. Let me walk off. But deep down, I knew. When I got back into the changing room and the physio was doing the tests, I knew what to look for. So obviously, that was disappointing because obviously I just signed. So my first year was on loan. So that was my first year as a permanent player. And obviously I started the first 5. I was getting into a rhythm and stuff. And then to have that taken away from you was tough. And it's a long time out. And you see all the new players come in. The team started doing well. And at this point, I can't even run yet. I'm still looking out the windows, watching everyone play and train.
Oh, that's bad.
But then you got no choice but to work hard. I kept my faith, I'm religious. So I was praying for it all, working hard. I couldn't have done it without the incredible work the physios. There's an unsung hero there, Adam Wright, who was he helped me the whole way, went the extra mile. And then I think I dropped back into training. So I done it November.
Yeah.
No, I think November 2020. I dropped back into training around or August. I think August, start of August, end of July. I dropped back into training.
Yeah,
A couple of weeks, played a few B team games, and then I was just on the bench here and there, waiting for my chance. Made my debut in that crazy game against Everton. Well, not my debut, but my comeback in that crazy game against Everton.
that was great.
And then after that, I just substitute appearance here and there, biding my time. But I feel like in the last, probably since end of December, throughout January, like I'm slowly getting back to like not my best, but slightly getting back to me, because being out for so long, you lose so much almost. So and it does take time to come back. That's what I feel like with my first injury. In my first season at QPR, I was only really getting going. So then when I'd done the ACL again, it's like, I'm just getting back on my feet, ready to push on. And now this. So I'm still working hard, still trying to get back slowly, but I'm more than ready now. I think I've seen, like, in the last month or so, my performances, I think it shows that, like, I'm back at the level now, ready to compete.
So, yeah, in fact, that's what Luke R was asking. He was going to ask, are you back at the fitness level that you were before the injury? And you're saying yes.
I think so. I think I'm there or thereabouts. Of course, because I'm not back then. I played 5 games in a row. So far this season, I think I've played 2 games. Then I think we won 2 in a row. Then I was dropped for the next game. So it's been a case of, obviously I'd want to play every minute of every game, but it's up to the gaffer. But I feel good. I feel very good.
That's excellent. Oh, that's good. It's good to hear. So again from Lurkar, he asks, so was it you or was it the defender who put in the George Thomas cross?
If you go on Sky Sports or BBC, it says Luke Amos. That was Luke Amos's goal.
And you got the bonus, not him. Yeah, I know. Okay, that's fine. That's good. Okay, from Stoti, he asked, after getting the winner against Blackpool, you can see the trend developing here, and this was on your birthday.
Yeah.
And what a great birthday present that was, I'm sure. Did the gaffer give you a bottle of champagne?
He didn't. No, just a big hug. Just a big hug. And everyone gave me a big hug, to be fair, especially Dion. Dion gave me the biggest hug I've ever had in my life, I think. But no, it's just everyone contributes, so I'm just happy it was me that I could score, and it was on my birthday. It's my first game on my birthday, so to score, I want to play every year on my birthday. Yeah.
Not just on your birthday.
Yeah.
Okay, so from Tomcat, he asks, you've come from Tottenham, where QPR fans must assume that there are better facilities, perhaps, or at least different facilities from us, because they're a PL side. We've got to accept that. So do you feel that there was a lot of difference in coming to a championship club? And a supplementary question here: do you feel the training methods used matter more than the facilities?
I think definitely. So of course, Tottenham, they were a Champions League club for a few years, like just a different level to, if we're honest. But that's not. I think it's the people that often make the place. So at QPR, there's everything you need. I mean, Tottenham might have the shinier equipment, but they have everything you need at QPR. The gym's fully equipped. The pitches are good most of the time. Obviously, in winter, it's a bit difficult and stuff.
Yeah.
But then the staff. I don't know what more you can ask for. That combination, good staff, good enough facilities, but they're more than good enough. It's not just good enough; they're more than good enough. And then pitches to play football on. Like, that's all you need, really. And it's up to you to maximize that, to maximize your ability.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right as well. So if you had the luxury of turning the clock back, this is again from Tomcat, would you have thought more carefully about an offer from a championship club like QPR or Millwall or even Charlton? It's an interesting question.
Sorry, no, well, if that's the end of the question, then definitely not. Like, coming here off the back of ACL, like, I can't thank the gaffer enough to give me an opportunity. Like, it was hard because I just broke into the first team. I was where been working to be my whole life. Obviously, it was taken away from me, and then things change fast. Like as football goes, players step up and that. But then to have an opportunity to play in the Championship, and especially a club like QPR, West London, Premier League ambition, like it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. Look where we are now. We're fighting up there. Who knows in 2-3 years? Imagine who knows where QPR could be in 2-3 years, let alone end of this year. 2-3 years, who knows? So it's definitely a
Good
no-brainer.
answer. No, I think you're right. Would you perhaps recommend, though, your budding professionals before they actually sign to actually look at all the deals on the table? You know, not just perhaps going to a big club, you know, a big PL club, but perhaps looking at a Championship club and then working their way up from there.
Yeah, I think every player, whenever there's interest from multiple places, they always look at the pros and cons of each thing. You look at game time. A lot of players have families. You look at of course, there's the football side, there's the financial side, and also your family have a big part as well. So you might look at your options thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm going to play there. Will I be in the pecking order? Will I have to sit in the 23s? What's the manager's style? Then obviously you've got the financials, like it's a short career. Is this going to work for me financially? Then of course your family, like if your family is super settled in one place, can you really drag them all the way up there? Or are you happy for yourself to live away from home? Like it's more than just, or blah, blah, X team is in the Premier League, I'm going to go there. There's a lot that comes to it.
I agree. Yeah, it's a sensible answer, I think. Have you developed any close friends at QPR since joining?
Yeah,
either in the squad, even in the squad or outside. I would imagine your physio was one close friend for a while.
Yeah. We're like, of course, we're colleagues, but we're definitely friends. Like we can talk about anything outside football as well. We'll text them that as well. But that's one thing. That's what, like, coming to QPR, I've made some incredible friends. Like anyone that is sees me out and about, you'll probably see me with like Mideshi Depot, who's on loan, or Nico. Like we spend a lot of time together, and then obviously Bright's away in Turkey now. But he's someone who we spent a lot of time with as well. So yeah, I made some very good friends.
Yeah, I mean, Nico's not here at the moment, and nor is Ozzy, obviously. Who is the funniest person in the changing room at the moment?
Currently, the funniest Dumble. Dumble for sure is the funniest. Like it's effortless comedy. He's not cracking jokes, yeah, but it's just effortless comedy. Like the things he says, things he does. Like I just laugh all day with Dom.
Do you know, somebody else said, I think it may have been Johan said exactly the same.
Yeah.
Now I think about it. No, I'm going to have to get him on here. I really am. Okay. Who has the worst dress sense?
The worst dress sense? Oh.
Or perhaps they don't think they do, but you know they do.
I'm going to have some unhappy teammates, yeah. And this is my, like, basically, let's go off things I wouldn't wear. So someone else's outfit, let's say I wouldn't wear. And he's my guy. Like, we spent a lot of time together talking and that. He's like my mentor. But I'm going to have to give this to Unks. I'm going to have to give it to Unks. I'm going to have to give it to Unks. I really don't want to because he's a great guy, top character. But I can't imagine me wearing too much from his wardrobe. And likewise, he might say me because we're other ends of the spectrum. So this fashion is personal, right?
It sounds like his wardrobe is safe. Okay. So when it comes to pre-match music, is there a set number of tracks that you play, always the same ones? And who's in charge of the music? Anyone?
Well, no, it floats about. Normally when we arrive, Gaz or Cat the Kitman is connected, and then normally, for example, home games, the gaffer will say his bit or his first bit, and then someone will connect. It was me for a bit, but I'm on strike at the minute. I don't feel like my music was appreciated, so I came off that and to let some others take control. Like, we've got a mixed change room, so generally. Basically, when you're the DJ at any club in the world, some people are gonna be unhappy, right? You can't please everyone. And I was probably pleasing a smaller percentage than some of the other DJs. So I was like, you know what? I'll I know I'm a good DJ, but I'll take my qualities elsewhere where I'm appreciated. So I'm not a DJ anymore.
Okay. Wait until we get to Wembley, then you can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
On the away games or pre-season tours, who do you normally room with? Is there a certain person or not?
Do you know what? I can't remember the last time we roomed because of COVID for a bit.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And since then, we've just been by ourselves, really, traveling. Yeah, traveling. I sit next to Jimmy on the bus. That's a good fun. So he's a character. So we talk a lot on that. So yeah, Jimmy's I guess if you're looking for sort of like someone I travel with, I travel with Jimmy. So that's always interesting.
Okay, that's good. That's all right. This is from Northwest Hoop. He said, "Is it frustrating to play so well against Reading in a 4-0 win and then not feature in the next 3 games?" And I think I know the answer to this.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating just because as a player, when a team is winning games and you're not involved, you're happy for the team, but then you can't really have a complaint because the team's doing well. So then to finally be playing, I waited my time to come in, play, win, and then to be dropped, of course, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating, but I continue to work hard, train, and yeah, hopefully in another, I don't know if another like game comes like that and I come in and I win, hopefully I do enough to stay in the team. So yeah, it's definitely frustrating, but I guess it's a team game.
I know.
So it's a team game. So I just want the group to do well.
And Luke, how do you get to hear about whether you're in the team? Is it sort of a few minutes beforehand during the training, or you know? And who tells you? Is it the boss?
Well, it's not. It's never actually physically from someone. So we would do, depending on the game and depending on the training schedule. So Saturday, obviously, let's say we're going to play on a Saturday. Sometimes on Tuesday we'll do a team shape, occasionally, but definitely by Thursday we'll know. For example, we'll probably spend 10-15 minutes of like a certain drill, and more usually will say, in the blues it's blah blah blah, and then he's like, oh yeah, Luke, you pick up an orange or blah blah if you're not involved. If not if you're not involved, but if you're pretending to be the other team, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Normally the orange bib is the other team.
Yeah, or a sub. Yeah, I understood.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously it's Thursday today, so we know what's happening on the weekend already.
Don't tell us. Okay. All right. Just in case somebody from Cardiff is watching. Okay. So this one's from me. You've obviously adapted very well to how to the normal way QPR play their games under Mark Warburton. Does that way suit you best, do you feel? Or do you perhaps like to play a faster or more direct style of football than we do?
I think me coming through like the academy I came through, it's all about having the ball, all about making angles, but then at the same time, I love to press. Like I grew up on pressing, reacting, going straight to the ball. So it's good for me. It's good for me. Like at the same time, like maybe I've never really played like a super direct style. Like even when I spent some time on loan at Southend Stevenage, I found myself at probably the couple teams in the league that want to play a little bit more. Of course, League Two is completely different to the Championship, but the gaffer gives you like a freedom to go and get the ball and make things happen. Not crazily. And I still feel like I'm fine. I'm still trying to, obviously, with all the new players that have come in and stuff, I'm still trying to refine my position and all that, because I'm not quite Chris Ilias. I'm not quite like a Sam Field. So it's like trying to find that balance, you know. But I'm getting there slowly. I just hope that I get opportunity to play more games and I do well in the games. So then, I can really like cement a place.
You know, it's interesting you say that about how you're modeling yourself. I see you actually exactly as you're just saying. You know, a bit of Sam Field, a bit of Ilias. And that is a blessing and also a curse in a way, because you've got two guys there who are very good. But you can do the lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that in a way makes you a terrific impact player. It really does.
Yeah. I'm just trying, working my best. Of course, coming through academy football, I've always played as like a number 6, like the deeper one. Stepping into men's football at Stevenage, I played higher. So I feel like I'm a number 8. I'm not number 10. I'm definitely a number 8 that gets box to box. A lot of attacking, or not a lot of defending, a lot of winning the ball, and then them late runs into the box. Hopefully, I can nick a few goals, trying to impact a bit higher up. I guess I got 3 goals for my return, which is it's not too bad. I'd like to think that if I was to play 46 games, I'd like to think I'll be like my aim would be at least 10. If I can get 10 goals from midfield. But who knows? Who knows?
Good target. Really good target. What is the mood like amongst the squad and the staff? Are they positive that we'll make the playoffs?
Oh yeah, of course. Like we're of course the last few results haven't been great, but if you look at every team goes through a little bit of a dip. Look at our end of December, January, we were flying. Like no one could stop us. We closed the gap on a lot of teams. Of course, we've been a bit disappointing of late. Maybe since Reading, we've won one game maybe, and that was when I scored Blackpool in the last minute. So it's not been great. But of course, like we know how good we are, how good we can be. So we work hard in training, and yeah, Saturday we're ready to start that run again. At home, the fans there, they'll be expecting, but we're expecting of ourselves as well. We don't want to be sucked into no like dogfight or whatever, especially like when right now we're further than second place than we would have liked. But there's no reason why. Like a few weeks ago, we were thinking, yeah, we're coming for you. So we're definitely looking up rather than looking down.
Excellent. That's what I wanted to hear. Okay, from Northwest Hoop, he says, who were your favourite players growing up?
My favourite players growing up, without a doubt, number 1 of all time, Thierry Henry. Like,
good choice.
Honestly, I used to have his hairstyle. I used to wear gloves like he did. I had all of his kits. Like I had Henry on every shirt till he left. And then my second favourite player, Fabregas.
Right.
Then for me, them two, Fabregas is so he's so young and so classy. Like them two are definitely my favourite players growing up. But as a professional now, like I love watching like N'Golo Kante. Like he's just made that role his own. He's not the big, obviously he's definitely not the biggest, but he's so good physically and getting around. Has that quality on the ball.
He does.
He's someone I can watch all day, and it's incredible to see him get the plaudits that he deserves. So yeah, I'd say today's Kante, but growing up was definitely Henry, Fabregas.
I think they're good choices, good role models, to be honest. Were there any QPR players that you remember when you were growing up?
Do you know what? My first recollection of QPR was obviously the Tarap season in the Champ, when he's just running the show. But then I can remember there maybe a few years of them in the Prem, when I think Andros was there. Andros Townsend was there on loan. So was that the first time we went up or the second time?
That would be the first, that sounds like to me.
Yeah. So I remember, the Andros and that. And that's when
Chaz. That's good.
Chaz was in then, I think. So yeah.
All right.
I don't really keep our legends growing up, but yeah.
No, that's fair enough. What are your personal ambitions?
For my career or short term, long term?
I think actually he doesn't say there, but I presume he means for the future.
Well,
long term.
Life has taught me you can't plan anything. So to not look too far ahead. Of course I've got an ultimate goal, but it all comes from just being the best I can be. And that sort of takes me where it takes me. The short term is just work hard every day, get in the team. When my chance comes, make sure I take it, whether it's a goal or a good performance or whatever. That's what I'm focusing on right now. I'm not trying to stress too much about not playing every week. Of course, it's tough and it's frustrating, but my injuries taught me that, like, even to just train every day, it's a blessing to be out there with the team, to be involved. that's something that I'm never ever going to take for granted ever again. So yeah, short term is just work hard, get in the team, score some goals, and get us promoted, I suppose.
I think those are good answers. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, those were from Lurkar. So another one from me. It's often said that at home matches, the players on the pitch can hear everything shouted out from the stadium. Is that true?
It depends. It actually depends. Sometimes when on like on a really loud day, it's more just like the noise was almost like and then if there's a quick pause in play, because you're in the zone, right? You're locked in. Maybe if you come out of the zone to get a water bottle or something, you might hear an occasional comment from the fan or something like that. Even warming up sometimes when you're on the side, I don't know, by the dugouts up there and the game's going on, even like the fans there when they're calling your name and stuff, sometimes you can't even hear. So yeah, it's definitely, QPR is a unique ground. Of course, it's super tight, pitch is small, the fans are really close. Probably like one of the last proper London stadiums, I suppose. Like up north, they're always traditionally bigger, like more space, normally in the middle of nowhere. But obviously, the kind of Prince Foundation Stadium, slap bang in the middle of West London.
It is, very old school.
Yeah, I like it though. I do like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, do you sometimes find that you can hear amusing comments coming out or anything like that out of the stands?
I just think in every stadium, the moment you not switch off, but the ball that I play, you sort of just drop out the zone a little bit. Right. You hear all kinds of funny comments and like it's just, you hear the good ones, you hear the bad ones, you hear them all. You don't hear them all, but you hear everything. You hear every type of comment.
Maybe that's a good reason to be in the zone, so to not hear the bad comments. Yeah. That's true.
Probably.
This last one here in this section from Stoti, he says, do you have any plans when you finally hang up your boots? So he's thinking ahead, isn't he?
Yeah, do you know what? Like the typical thing is to play football, be a coach. But at this point in my life, I don't think that's not for me. I don't think that's what God has for me either. Like, I've done really well in school. I'm learning a language right now.
Right.
So I feel like I don't know right now. Of course, I'm trying to put things in place. So when I could retire, I can make that decision rather than being forced into something. But I'm not sure if coaching is for me because a lot of my teammates right now or in the past, they start the UEFA B and whatnot. But I've got no interest in that right now. But growing up, my academy director, John McDermott, he always says that I'll be a coach. He said it from like 10 years old. He said, hopefully you have a good career, but you're definitely going to be a coach. And I don't know. He's normally right about most things, but I don't know.
Wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay, the next section, the last section, is to do with a quick 10. Some 10 questions from me, quick fire. Don't think about them, just answer.
Yeah.
And see if everyone's happy with them. Do you have a pre-match ritual?
No.
Right, that's an easy one. Are you married or in a long-term relationship?
Nope.
Okay, so how do you unwind then? I'm assuming alone after a disappointing game.
If it's an evening game, just try to switch off, watch something, take your mind off it. If it's an afternoon game and there's a bit of free time, I'll do some studying, do some French, whatever, speak to some friends, speak to family. Yeah, that's the best way.
Okay, cool. That's good. That sounds pretty level-headed, to be honest with you. What is your current favourite meal?
My current favourite meal? Well, it's my favourite meal ever. It's Nigerian food. My aunt's home-cooked food. Nothing beats it. I could eat it every day, but I have to stay off it because you'll be rolling me around on the pitch.
Yeah, we were talking to Johan about his nutritional diet and everything. So yeah, I can imagine that might blow yours as well. Okay.
I'm lucky because like I'm lowest body fat in the team. Like I'm someone that's really I eat well and live well, of course, but I'm someone that like today for lunch I had about 4 different carbs on my plate, and everyone's looking at me like, how can you do that? And I'm like, I just get away with it. So yeah.
Okay, when we get to Wembley in the playoff final, Will it feel like coming home for you, or just right to be there?
Nah, I've been to. It'll just feel right. I think. I mean, there'll be a bit of pressure, of course, but I've been to Wembley a few times as a fan. Obviously, as a player, when I was with Tottenham,
Yeah.
I was on the bench a few games there, so I'm familiar-ish with it. But a playoff final will be unlike anything I've experienced ever. So I don't want to say I'll be right at home because I've not been there like that. But it's what you work for, it's what you train for. So you got to be comfortable, I suppose.
And don't forget that you're doing the DJ for that match.
Nah, I'll leave that to someone else. I don't want them annoyed with me before the game.
Okay, next question. If you'd not made it as a professional footballer, what would you have done instead?
I don't have a clue. As I said, actually had this question the other day. Literally, I think it was yesterday. Someone asked me that. I don't know. I think I done well in school, as I said. So I probably would have gone to university. I don't know what I would have studied, but I would have done something. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, just because from 4 years old, it's been football, football, football. So when I retire, it's going to be like, oh, what do I do now? You know? So yeah.
So there's no family business that you were tempted to be dragged into, and or anything like that?
There's no family business. No, nothing like that.
And the French that you're studying now, that's a later thought, obviously. Presumably you weren't that good at French at school. Now you've suddenly decided you want to do it?
No, I done my GCSE in French early in school because I was really good at it. And then during let's call it 16, I dipped in and out of it between maybe 18 and 22. I might have a few lessons here or there. But then from probably 2020, when COVID hit hard, I jumped straight back into it hard. Like I have lessons at least twice a week. But then I study every day pretty much, whether it's half an hour, an hour. I speak with Johan Ilyas Seni.
I was wondering about that. Yeah, okay. I can imagine a lot of you talking. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much at the point now where it's like almost like a second language. Like I could go live in France and leave my English at home. Like I think I'm there now, really. So I'll just I'll give it another couple of years, and I'll probably move on to Spanish. So getting there slowly.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Don't envy you there. I'm trying that one. Okay. What resort or area or even country would you recommend others to explore, and why?
I love Nigeria. Like I went in the summer. I love Nigeria. It might not be for everyone, but for me, the food, the people, the weather, like I just love it. Obviously, I've got a family there as well, so it super feels like home. But it might be a bit of a culture shock for a lot of people. So if I was to go super safe, I would say the Caribbean's probably an easier foot in to that kind of the world. So maybe like a Jamaica, Dominican Republic. So yeah.
Sounds good to me. No. Any of those sound good. I mean, is your family from Lagos or
so Nigeria is massive, right? So my dad's village is 5 hours from Lagos, which sounds like really far, but it's 5 hours because some of the roads are really bad, and the traffic is a nightmare sometimes as well. So if it was in the UK, it'll still be far. It might be maybe from London to Manchester, but because Nigeria is so big, that's not even far. Like I would say he's from Lagos because it's 5 hours from Lagos. Do you know what I mean?
Luke, it takes 5.5 hours to go along the coast to the West Country, so don't think it's bad. So what do you do in your free time?
I speak to my friends a lot. I like to go for food. When I'm at home, I'm either learning French, watching TV or watching the NBA highlights or something like that. Maybe play a bit of PlayStation. But yeah, I don't like to. As long as I do a bit of French every day, then I feel like I'm doing myself justice. Yeah. I tried the keyboard, but I realized that I can't multitask. It's either I have to learn one thing. I've got footballs enough. I can't do keyboard and French, so I bought the keyboard in storage, but maybe in 2 years I can revisit it.
Okay, are you competitive outside of football? I suspect I know the answer to that.
I want to say no, and I don't really care about winning or losing, but my friends would tell you I'm a nightmare, like everything. But that's an athlete. I think that's a sport. You can interview any athlete that tell you the same thing. Like,
I think
taking part is, if you take part, you lose. You've got to go play to win.
Well, otherwise, why are you bothering? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay, so last question: would you encourage your children, when you have children, to become professional footballers as well?
I think I don't have kids, and so I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like I want my future son, daughter to do whatever they want to do. If they happen to be good at football, of course I'll encourage them and try give them advice I can do, but I'll let them know that it's not like a nice smooth journey. Like, people are going to tell you you're not good enough, you're going to get dropped, there's going to be really high moments. The next day you're really down, there's going to be injuries. So of course I'm never going to say no, you can't do something, but I'm not going to force. I say that, but if I have a boy, I'll probably be playing football with him, like in the house when he's just about walking and that. But then if he likes football, imagine if he's like 8 years old, he says, "Dad, you know what? I don't want to play football. I'd rather do something else." And I'm cool with that. I'm not going to be like push him into it, because I know what it's like. I've been through it. Like, I know how it goes. So yeah.
I think that's pretty sensible. That's the last one, Luke. And can I just end by saying thank you very much for your time. Much appreciated. And I know that a lot of people will get a lot out of this and a much better insight into you. So thank you very much, and take it easy. And I want to see you playing on Saturday, and I want to see you scoring.
Hopefully.